If you aren't invited to the party, you just aren't welcome. Why on earth do you want to be there? Hello, motherfucker. Thanks for joining. We'll be discussing fitness, fashion, and ways to focus on greatness. Be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell. So Amanda Seales, and those of you that don't know her, she's an actress, a comedian, and also a singer, entertainer. So she was put out of a Hollywood party, and she went to social media to display her disgruntlement for being kicked out of the party. I am going to insert a clip here, and I'll be back with my commentary.
So a year ago, Issa Rae's publicist, Vanessa Anderson of AMPR, and some other people, they started doing a Black Emmy party. So it's basically like to celebrate like Black Hollywood and, just give us a space to come and celebrate after we do the hobnob at like the HBO party, the Comedy Central party, et cetera, et cetera. So when I arrived at the party last year, I came with Jill Scott. And of course, I work with Issa. So Vanessa is somebody who I have absolutely met before, like when I had my web series on Issa's channel on YouTube. And I have interacted with her, on a few occasions, but she has never been nice to me ever. Like she's always had a certain curtness, and she's always seemed to be bothered simply by just my demeanor, my way of communicating with her, etc. And at a certain point, it just became, well, then this is just not somebody I need to speak to, because I don't work for her and she doesn't work for me, and there's no reason for us to even interact for all intents and purposes. So we're about to walk in, and then a white woman who has a clipboard, who had not been at the rope but was in the front area, all of a sudden turns around and points at me and says, no, she cannot go in. She's not on the list. So then Elijah Kelly comes out, and Elijah Kelly is like, yo, why are you out here? And I'm like, because they're not letting me in. And at this point, I've already Instagrammed the fact that a white woman is at the door preventing me from getting into the Black Emmy party. But what is going on? So what ends up happening is Elijah's like, you know what? They're not going to kick me out of the party, so come on in. So he welcomes me in. And as I'm coming in, the white girl is like, her name is Kiera. She's like, she cannot go in. She cannot go in. And I was like, girl, stop. And I just wave her off and I kept walking. And a security guard says to me, hello, miss. We have been asked to escort you out. I've been asked to escort you out. I'm like, well, who asked you to escort me out? And he said, let me find out. So he gets on his phone and he says, Vanessa. I said, well, then you need to find Vanessa, because I need to speak to Vanessa and I need to find out from Vanessa why I'm being escorted out. Apparently no one could find Vanessa. So Elijah comes over and he's like, what's going on? I'm like, they're escorting me out. So now he's trying to find Vanessa. Jay August comes over and is like, what's going on? I said, they're escorting me out. He's like, let me go find Vanessa, because I was sitting at the Insecure table. So there's a table for Insecure that apparently Natasha is at, and Yvonne is at, and Kendrick is at, but I'm not being allowed into the party. So now I have a security guard, another security guard, a third security guard, and a Black general manager of Avenue, a club here in Hollywood, telling me that if I don't leave a party for Black Hollywood, that I am going to have the cops called on me. And this is all because of one Black woman named Vanessa Anderson at the AMPR group, whom I have never done anything to. So I'm like, you know what? I'm out. Because now I'm also seeing people see this happen and they're doing nothing. And for the record, nobody made a ruckus for me. Nobody. And I say, I don't typically do this. But I want you to write down my name, because when you look me up, you're going to realize how ridiculous it was that you were asked to remove me from this event. Even her co-star chimed in the comment section, and he replied, you can't be a disrespectful ass human being and expect people to want to hang out with you. It's quite simple. Sit it out. Okay, so how do I feel about this? Whether it's Amanda Seales or anyone in the real world, if you aren't invited,
Why on earth do you want to be there? I don't understand that. I don't see how she felt the need to pressure someone into making her, allowing her to enter the party, stay at the party, and you just made everyone just totally uncomfortable. No one stood up to your defense to say, hey, yeah, she should be here. And it doesn't matter if it was at the woman's home or not. It was her party. As you can hear from her post, she's saying that last year there was an issue, and then you turn around, you're not invited, and you bombard yourself on someone else to be a +1. I don't understand why you felt so entitled to be at that party, Amanda. If you're not welcome, you aren't welcome. Like, I don't get it. And I see this often, even in real time, where people will post under a comment, oh, no invite. I would have been there if I had known about it. You didn't get an invite because they didn't want you there. It's just that simple. No harm, no foul. You just weren't welcome. And sometimes your attitude and your behavior can attribute to that. You have to look in the mirror and do better. Regarding these security guards, they were just doing their job. It really isn't their place to have to explain to you, go find someone. If they were given direction to go and escort you out of the party, whoever they were given the instruction by, that's who hired them. So no, they don't owe you an explanation. You're completely wrong. They don't owe you an explanation, Amanda. And I just hope that you look back at this and understand that you are not entitled to attend any party that you want to be at. You are not entitled to have an explanation on why a person doesn't want you there. If a person doesn't want you there, they just don't want you there. So I have heard from different people in the Hollywood circle that her behavior is just totally obnoxious. She doesn't have the greatest track record when it comes to her personality and her demeanor, how she treats people. So what do you guys think? Do you think that she should have been able to stay at the party? Do you think she should have been escorted out? Comment below with your thoughts. And as always, these are just my opinions, not the law. Please be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell so you'll know when I upload new videos. Thanks.